Hello, this is question 8 on your Pure 3, January 2023, from Edexcel, international paper. You have an integral that is not very easy, straightforward. You need to know how to do this type of questions. So you have cos, sine, and is squared. So the first thing that you can do is to expand the bracket. So we are going to expand that bracket. So I have 4 cos squared minus 2 times 4 cos x sine x, and the second square sine square x. Yeah, and then we have cos square here and sine square here that we can put together, just remembering that, for example, sine square is 1 minus cos square. We could do the other way around, so say that this is 1 minus sine square, but I think this one is simpler because it's not multiplied by 4. So this whole thing will be integral of 4 cos square minus 1 cos square is 3 cos square. Then I have minus 4 cos x sine x, and then plus 1, which is this one here, yeah, the x. So we have like 3 terms, if you want to see it that way, that we are going to separate. We are going to integrate one at a time, yeah. Last one is very easy because it's just going to be integral of the x, which is x, and we are going to see how we can do the other one. So the first one is 3 integral cos square x dx. For this one, I would say you have to know how to do these questions because otherwise it's difficult to think about them. So you have to remember that the double angle cos 2x is 2 cos square x minus 1, which means that cos squared of x can be written as cos 2x plus 1 divided by 2. And this is what is going to help us with this type of questions. We could do the same if we have sine square, because this formula is going to be 1 minus 2 sine square. Yeah, this is in the formula booklet, but not like that. So in the formula booklet, you have the double angles, the addition angles, so cos of a plus b, and it's very easy to deduce the double angle, but it's not in the formula booklet itself. So what we are going to do is to write that 3, I'm going to get these 2 out as well, so 3 halves, and then I have cos 2x plus 1. And now it's very simple because I know how to integrate cos 2x. So I have 3 halves. And cos 2x, if my function is sine 2x, when I derivate, I have 2 cos 2x, and I have cos 2x, so the only thing I'm missing is the 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. So the integral of that is going to be 1/2 sine 2x, yeah, because when I derivate this, I have 2 cos 2x, and the 2 are cancelled, yeah. And then this bit here is integral of the x, which is x, so plus x. So this whole thing is 3/4 sine 2x plus 3/2 x. So this is this integral here, yeah, with the coefficient. I haven't missed it on my way. And then for the second part, I'm going to delete this bit. For number 2, we have to integrate minus 4 cos x sine x. This one you can do in different ways, but one is the derivative of the other. So if we say, for example, that y is sine squared, when we derivate, we have 2 sine x cos x, which is what we have here, except for the 2, so I have to divide by 2. So I will have minus 4, and then the integral of that would be 1/2 of sine square. Because when I derivate sine square, I have 2 that is cancelled with these 2, sine cos. Yeah. So this is minus 2 sine square. You could think, instead of y is sine square, that is cos square. So this one could be 2 cos square, because this minus will go with the other minus. Or you could even think that this is the double angle and this is sine 2x. So it's another way of solving this equation, this integral. So this number 2 could be minus 2 sine square, or it could be that you get 2 cos square, or if you use the double angle, could be cos 2x. So it's like 3 possible solutions. The 3 of them are correct. I'm going just to keep this one, but just to make you aware that these ones would be correct as well. And then number 3 is the integral of the x, which is x. So number 3, it's quite simple, is the integral of the x, which is x. So I'm just going to put them 3 of them together. So this integral is going to be number 1, which is 3/4 sine 2x. I'm just copying from here, plus 3/2 x, plus number 2, which is minus 2 sine square, and plus number 1, which is x. And don't forget the constant of integration. I can put these 2 together, so collect x, and I have, it's the only thing I can do to simplify, really. So sine 2x, 3/2 plus 1 is 5/2, so 5/2 x minus 2 sine square x plus c. And that's my final answer. Yeah. Just remember that this minus 2 sine square could be 2 cos square or cos 2x, and all of them could be correct. Yeah. I would say these are the type of questions that you have to remember. It's difficult for you to integrate this if you don't know this trick. Yeah. So I think it's worth it to learn it. That's all.